Welcome back, students. In this section, I am going to discuss with you the ethics practiced in performance management. Friends, this is the last unit so far we have reached in your subject performance management system of 3rd semester MBA. This whole unit deals with performance related issues with respect to ethics. So why these ethics are necessary to be practiced when we conduct appraisals and how it affects the whole performance management system. Let us understand this in this video. So today's video would be having an objective to understand the concept of ethics, to understand what are the ethical practices that are practiced in organizations, how they can imbibe and what are the issues in ethical practices or what are the issues in performance appraisals with respect to ethics, how to identify them and what are the benefits of ethics. So let us understand with the concept. When we say or we hear that this is ethical behavior, this is not ethical behavior, what do we actually mean? Often we listen in the news that okay, some XYZ CEO has taken the moral responsibility of the event and he has resigned. Or some organizations have taken the moral responsibility and they have come up with some charity programs, donation or development programs. Fine. So these are just examples. Ethics are a broader concept and we will be discussing just a part of it just to know what exactly they mean. Friends, ethics are nothing but the code of conduct, the moral practices that are expected to be done by all the humans. Whether it is any profession, it can be business, it can be politics, it can be philosophical thoughts or it can also be some social aspects. So what these principles of conduct are? They are nothing but the decisions to choose between right and wrong, and these decisions are affected by thoughts, behaviors and actions of a person. So I would say it a triangle of T, F and A, that is thoughts, feelings and actions. So whatever we think, we feel that and we tend to behave. Now changing this behavior is also very difficult, as we have seen in the MPRS, one of the videos where the iceberg theory says that the subtle or the softer aspects or attributes of a person are difficult to change. Those are, we had talked about soft skills. So let's see what comes in ethics. So when we are talking about choosing between right and wrong, in our consciousness, we always choose what is right for us. That right may not be right for someone else. But the ethic concept says that it should be fair enough and rational enough when we see it morally, and then it would be correct for all. So we should take such decisions which are fair and just. What are the sources of ethics? Ethics come to human through social upbringing. So we can say that there are three sources: personal sources, environmental sources and organizational sources. So far we are dealing here as with the organizational topic. Let us discuss from where the ethics come into the organization and its structure. What comprises of ethical practices is this list: trust, responsibility, faith, honesty, transparency in all the operations, actions, behaviors, thoughts. It should be fairness, there should be honesty and excellence, and above all, what lies at the base is values. So, to imbibe or inject ethics in the organization, one of the sources is organizational strategy. That is the core source of it. which is based on the values, and that's why I have taken organizational strategies at the top and to just explain you what lies at the base. So often these strategies are codified in the organization in the form of value statements and policies. So friends, when an organization is giving its values, obviously these values are communicated to each and every employee that is coming into the organization, and he is expected to conduct his overall behavior on those values. So that's what the core source, where a company has a controlled injecting these practices to its employees. So trust, morality, responsibility, when we talk about these values, are they so easily practiced? They are at higher virtue. We all take them, consider them at the highest virtues. But is it possible for everyone to do those and to practice them? Like Mahatma Gandhi ji says that his whole life is his message, and whenever he has to convince anyone to leave fights or practice non-violence, it was his own practices that were demonstrating or displaying that he has those values inculcated in himself first, and that is why he is in position to spread them to the people. And that was the reason also that people used to get convinced, because if you are practicing something, it will be easy for you to communicate it to the other people even through your actions. So there are certain issues that the companies, all the forms, all the moral and valuable codes of conduct, why these are not being practiced? Again, human factor. Performance management system is a part of human resources management or your specialization. That means wherever humans are there, the complexities are there, because each one of us carries a different set of thoughts. So, and there are different situations also from where we come, and in an organization where one culture is being developed, it is the responsibility of the organization to bring in together, at least to have some common minimum set of practices which can be in common practiced by all. So there are peer pressures which creates often the ethical issues, and people do not tend to stick to the rules, or they often break the rules. There can be value conflicts, there are standardization of processes. If it is not done, people don't know what to practice and how to practice. Fine. Management malpractices can also be there. We will discuss its example, like sometimes management are not willing to practice certain ethical issues, not because they don't want. It is because there are certain areas where they do not want to lose their organizational goals, and for those either it's cost cutting, or there can be any other examples. Let us discuss them in detail when we discuss these issues further. Then the salary and payouts, these are all common things which all we know that the companies, there are certain companies who are not paying the deserved salary, although they are following the basic minimum wages. Biases can be there. It can be gender bias, it can be region bias, it can be a bias from where the candidates are coming, and communal bias can be there, which are often reflected but not talked about. So all these, so there is workplace politics to get the promotions, maybe going beyond your ethical boundaries and practicing certain things which are not fair. And last but not the least is not practicing the performance appraisals at all. Friends, we are all talking this, all the points with respect to performance appraisals. So what happens when a manager gives a performance appraisal to its subordinate? What he is expected to do? He is expected to measure his performance on a fair and unbiased scale with the standard measures. Those have been suggested by the company, and also giving him fair ranks. So as we have seen in the last videos, we talked about conducting performance appraisals interview. That means when the appraisal is happening after the self and the manager's appraisal for the subordinate, he is supposed to receive a genuine feedback. So in this feedback, things may go against the manager also if the feedback is really not good and it is being communicated. It is up to the employee how he should take. But it is also the responsibility of the organization to allow him such space where he would not be rebellious but more adaptive and accepting to those feedbacks and trying to improvise them. So it is extremely important at this stage on the part of the manager or whosoever conducting the interview that he conveys the message in such a way that the employee should not get demotivated and he should try better. It can be another case where the performance has been very good but he has not been appraised. So let me give an example of Mr. Rahul. If Mr. Rahul is a person who is working in an ABC company for several years and he has not been given promotions in the early stage. Now after a period of years performance measurement, it is the interview of the Rahul in front of his manager about his performances. So here the manager goes and says, Rahul, you have done excellently well. We are so proud of you and you are a human asset to our organization. Here Rahul feels very good inside. But the next line which comes from the manager disheartens the Rahul. When he says that, Rahul, you are really well but I cannot offer you the incentive high or salary hike of 5%. I cannot allow you this salary hike more than 5%. When the Rahul has worked so hard, he is doing outstanding and he is not getting the fair increment percentage, he would definitely be disheartened. To the extent he may not be rebellious, but slowly his internal motive, intrinsic motivation would go down. And when he sees that there is nothing extra coming in for the extra efforts, he may get certain issues and things may turn up like under-delivering or over-promising or goal-lowering can happen, and fact-finding also can be possible. Fact-hiding can be possible. So when the fact-hiding is there, that means these all are the alarms for the organization that their unsatisfied employee would turn the things into. And that is why it is extremely sensitive and complex. So, what happens when the organization is not practicing ethics? These are the symptoms. If these can be traced, that means they are showing that these issues are there. What can be done to resolve these issues? That will be covered in the next video. In this video, we will see if the working condition is extremely good and the ethics are being practiced well, it will definitely reflect in the satisfaction of the employees. If the employees are satisfied, these things will happen. There will be a healthy corporate culture and increased trustability among the teams, among the colleagues and among the superiors and all the line of hierarchies. That means when the responsibilities are being given, they are assured to be fulfilled. control through transparency. This is an extremely, so when we say that the good governance is there, it is possible, it is one of the ethical practice that has been practiced by many of the organizations, where even if any employee is doing something wrong, the company is having responsibility to communicate it to the external world, and also if at the same point company communicates that what action they have taken against that situation, it will again create a good image of the organization in the eyes of people also, and that yes, there are trustability areas where people can really trust to the organization, who are making it so transparent and so truthful to communicate even the darker sides of them. And the corporate goodwill. Corporate goodwill is there, which is created slowly, and message of fairness and equality will also happen. So if one organization starts practicing this, it can be spread among all the organizations. Friends, it is not that organizations do not follow them, but not always. And if organizations are following it extremely well, it will definitely be creating healthy atmosphere, not in the internal but also in the external environment of the organization. So there will be more stakeholders value created, and there will be more customer loyalty that is coming up from these kind of practices. So irrespective of using them from promoting the company's image, company must keep practicing them so that the fundamentally strong base of the organization can be created for the long-term future. Friends, this is how one is supposed to practice. So unless and until company is practicing these values, image building and also gaining more investors' trust is difficult. So that is why ethics are important. Friends, I hope you have understood this so far. In the next lecture, I will be covering the best practices that are adopted by the companies, how companies are imbibing them. So unless and until I bring you the next management lesson, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.